Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great anticipation and excitement that I introduce our next speaker, a distinguished figure in the realm of sustainable business and innovation. With over 20 years of expertise in corporate finance, investment banking, funds management, and commodity trading, Paul Cronin has been a passionate leader in the industry. Beyond his role at Adriatic Metals, he serves as the chairman of ASX-listed Black Dragon Gold Corp and the director of ASX-listed Taruga Minerals. Please join me in welcoming the inspiring Paul Cronin, the co-founder, managing director, and CEO of Adriatic Metals, to the stage.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here on a Saturday morning to speak to all of you about two topics that are very close to my heart, which are sustainability and how technology will interface into it. Your future, your sustainable future, cannot be achieved without technology. If we consider what is happening in almost every country on the planet right now, as we scramble to decarbonise our economies, to reach net zero emissions, the pace of renewable energy expansion between 2022 and 2027 needs to include over 3,750 gigawatts of new renewable energy sources. This is twice the rate of expansion that occurred between 2010 and 2015. We are developing and implementing renewable technologies at a rate faster than any time in the history of mankind. But it's not enough. And renewable energy is just one aspect of our sustainable future. Most of our expansion in renewable energy comes from wind and solar. Just let's look at that for a moment. Let's look at what that transition to a renewable future is going to require. 3,750 gigawatts of new installed renewable energy capacity is 3.7 million megawatts. Just one megawatt of onshore wind is going to require 5,500 kilograms of zinc. It's going to require 2,900 kilograms of copper, 780 kilograms of manganese, 404 kilograms of nickel, 470 kilograms of chromium, 100 kilograms of molybdenum, and 14 kilograms of rare earth metals. If onshore wind was to be used for the entire 2027 expansion of renewables, we would need to use over 20 million tonnes of zinc alone, forgetting about all the other metals I just mentioned. Now, if we consider the average grade of zinc contained in a tonne of rock is around 5%, we will need over 400 million tonnes of rock just for the zinc required, and over 1 billion tonnes of rock need to be mined to capture all of those metals that are required for that 2027 transition. In 2022, the entire world mined only 13 million tonnes of zinc. So we have to mine a vast amount of metal to create our sustainable future. Mining. Can I ask the audience, how many here are considering a future in the mining industry? Put your hand up if you are. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4% of you. I'm assuming there's about 100 people here. 4% of you are considering a future in the mining industry, and yet the mining industry has to lead the way in our sustainable future. When people think about mining, the words that come to mind are dirty, pollution, damaging to the environment. But when you think about renewable energy, the key words are green, environmentally friendly, safe, etc. So based on that, one can easily assume that mining itself is not sustainable. But the uncomfortable truth is that mining is needed for our sustainable future, and our challenge in my industry is to mine sustainably. I often get asked the question, what is sustainable mining? On the upcoming panel in a few moments, you're probably going to be told that there are 3 pillars of sustainability: economy, community, and environment. But there is a 4th pillar. And that 4th pillar is why we're all here today. The 4th pillar is people. The continual depopulation of this country is the single greatest threat to this country's sustainable future. At Adriatic Metals, we are working hard to expand a relatively new industry, an industry where the highest levels of environmental protection are observed, where technology reduces the risk to human safety, and where project design and implementation is aligned to the future aspirations of our communities. In Varosh, where we operate, it's very clear that their future aspirations require a sustainable economy, underpinned by a stable population with a more even distribution of demographics. To achieve that, we need to focus on that 4th pillar. We need to create opportunities for young people. We need to invest in their education. We need to demonstrate that the pathway to prosperity is not via the airport. I'm originally from Australia, a place our European friends like to call the lucky country. It's large, wealthy with productive agricultural land, beautiful natural landscapes, abundant energy and minerals, and a very, very diverse and united peoples. Whilst BAH may not have the same landmass, in all those other characteristics, it's very, very similar to my home. BIH, Bosnia and Herzegovina, is a land of great opportunity. Opportunities to have a wonderful life, with health, with happiness and prosperity. And it's here for the taking. And it is up to you to embrace it. You, the audience here, you are the future of this country. You are the ones that must define its sustainable future. Your embrace of technology, your access to industrial capacity, supported by an expanding and low-cost renewable energy sector, is what is going to create the greatest platform for economic development and wealth generation in Europe. Companies like Adriatic Metals must support you on that journey. We must embrace the future as you define it. And we must fight like hell to ensure that the 4th pillar of sustainability never crumbles again. On this panel, many have lived abroad and they have returned to Bosnia to start new businesses, but also to create new legacies. The conversation they are about to have on the challenges and opportunities that they face in creating sustainable outcomes and introducing new technologies will fundamentally expand on the concepts that go beyond specific industries, borders and disciplines. I'm thoroughly looking forward to this panel conversation, and I hope you are too. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Cronin, for this enlightening keynote. Now we move into a panel discussion by Adriatic Metals, in which our panelists will share real-life sustainability examples from the businesses they run. They'll discuss current challenges and opportunities, providing valuable insights into achieving sustainable goals. Let me introduce you to our panelists. Hanadi Džabić, General Manager at RBC Nanotehnologija d.o.o. Maša Čampara, CEO and founder of eMedia Patch. Vildana Mahmutović, Head of Sustainability at Adriatic Metals. Edin Forto, Minister of Communications and Transport and President of Naša Stranka political party. Senad Šantić, CEO and co-founder of Zendev. Moderating this conversation is Davud Bećirević, an all apps account executive CEE at Oracle. Get ready for a deep dive into sustainability, innovation, and the future of business with Adriatic Metals.
Test. Oh, we are good. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, distinguished panelists, and welcome. Welcome to the main discussion, I believe, from today, which will be centered around sustainability, about innovative technologies and the business practices. And today we are going to be focusing on specific and diverse and, let's say, a bit maybe wild landscape of Bosnia and Herzegovina. So today I want to introduce you, and it will be my honor to introduce you to our great speakers. Every person out of these 5 personas did something great, and what they are bringing, in fact, to the table in the answering of these questions is a diverse experience, an amazing knowledge, and more specifically, these guests, these panelists, they are going to bring us some niche knowledge in the industries that they are, in fact, being, living, working, and really making the differences. And also, I really want to point out that we are grateful that our Minister Forto is here, because I believe that all of us as business personas, but also as I see a lot of young people here, we always have some questions in the clouds above us, and we appreciate the fact that we will get the answers from the public on what country is doing about us and everything. And before I jump into the introduction name by name, I want to point out that I will read the biographies because all of them are really rich and we don't want to miss any of the sentences, any of the words. And when I was trying to decide who to present first, I had 2 problems. The first one was who to be the first. And I said, like, okay, it's easy, we'll go classically, ladies first. But then I realized I have 3 ladies and only 2 gentlemen. So I decided I think I'll go with the youngest one. So, and right next to me is Hanadi Džabić. When you want to present Hanadi, you read her life motto, which says, I want a better world. So just a simple sentence telling us a lot. She brought a completely innovative business model to Bosnia from Germany, based on a patent developed by the Fraunhofer Gesellschaft. Recovered carbon black is the first industrial production of high-quality carbon black obtained 100% from used tires. The production process closes the circular economy, hence does not endanger nature with its actions. The new plant will employ 140 people, at least. at least. And additionally, an R&D center and education hub for all the future plants will be established in Sarajevo, servicing the rest of the world. So, Hanadi, you have the bachelor's degrees in banking, finance, and you speak the several European languages, French, Dutch, 5, nice. I congratulate you and thank you for coming to today's panel. Next one is my colleague and my friend Masha Champara. She took her first business steps in New York at the companies as iVillage, NBC, Mediacom, Optimedia, and she worked for quite well-known brands such as Staples, Lancome, Cartier, and Sanofi. And in 2009, she came back from the USA with a strong belief that people from Bosnia and Herzegovina can be competitors on the world market with their knowledge. So she founded eMedia Patch, a digital agency in Bosnia that provides comprehensive services of media planning, campaign management, and the most up-to-date consulting solution for online publishers in the US. So she does business all across the world, so not just Europe, but the US, Latin America, etc., etc. And the last but not the least, our guest is Vildana Mahmutovic. She led the first environmental and social impact assessment for mineral resources in the country, especially for the Vareš project published in December 2021. Vildana has more than 10 years experience in the field of environment, sustainability, and ESG standards, and she gained her expertise working in the consulting sector with nearly all the major industries in Bosnia and Herzegovina, including projects with the USA, etc., etc. So, Vildana, congratulate you. I congratulate you. Your work is amazing. And even though my panelists are sitting like this, I will keep Minister as the final one. I will present you with Mr. Senad Šantić, who is the CEO at Zendev and Chalmers University graduate, who is he's an entrepreneur with the bachelor's degrees, of course, in information technology and the master's degrees in entrepreneurship. So quite a good combination of the different kind of knowledges. Focused on starting his own business, Senad co-founded Zendev in 2016 with Nikola Mirkovic. The IT consulting company specialized in web and mobile app development, e-commerce solutions, and product creation. And more than everything else, Senad is driven by the process of creating new great products. So therefore, not surprised by all of the successes that Zendev is doing on the market. And finally, I want to introduce you to the Minister Edin Forto, the Minister of Communications and Transportation, former Prime Minister of Canton Sarajevo and President of Naša stranka. And maybe some of you guys are asking yourself, why do we need a politician today here? But Minister is also an example of somebody who came back from the USA and initially started working for Nexa Group, which is a public sector company. So you have the double experience of the private and the public sector. So even though, as I mentioned, that in business and capitalism there are no so much gender rules, I decided that chivalry will be our major thing. So, and the breaking of the ice will be with one of the ladies today. Hanadi, as I read in your bio, you brought a great investor, a big investor in Bosnia, and together with it, you brought a patent to Bosnia. So what inspired you to bring the nanotechnology as an innovative technology in a sustainable character to Bosnia?
So first of all, Bosnia is a great host for new technologies and green technologies. The decision to bring this technology to Bosnia and Herzegovina was an easy decision for me, from the professional view and for my private decision, because from the professional side, we are here in Bosnia and Herzegovina, have very good for green technologies. First of all, we came here and researched the market and the location, and found here that we have the best position for production of such a new technology. Then we are making big steps to renewable energy, so green energy from water, solar, wind power, make this country good for green technology like our company. Then from the private view, I a good reason to come back to Bosnia and Herzegovina with a new technology. First of all, that here will be the first plant and the first industrial hub of this technology. Second, that we are here hosting then new partners, new companies who want to build this industry all over the world. So our plans are in the next 10 years to build 50 plants in all over the world, and started from here. So everybody will come here, be trained, see what we are doing here, and then getting that in the other country. And the last one is that we are making here a research and development center for this technology because it's unique and it's the first one in the world. And we will have here the trainings and research for new technologies right here in Bogosća.
Nice. I believe your phone is buzzing all the time from the young people and the people from this specific industry trying to get a bit of Germany in Bosnia. So we really appreciate the fact that this huge investment is done in our country. And I will move forward to my dear Masha, so we can go with the same microphone. I mentioned in your bio, Masha, welcome. I apologize.
You so much. Always entertaining. So we're going to keep this fun now from this point on.
Yes. So when you formed the company, you basically created a company that is importing money and exporting services. You're
Correct.
focused on the market that's outside of the Bosnia.
Correct.
So definitely there is money coming into the Bosnia. And how did that success of eMedia Patch in exporting knowledge and exporting services contribute to the growth of the innovative technologies, in fact, in Bosnia and Herzegovina?
Well, so hi everyone. Okay, I want to see some smiles. This should be a fun event together, and we're going to keep this open for conversation. So here's the deal. Okay, so when we talk about technology, we talk about digital. So I started eMedia Patch, which is digital media ad agency. This was 15 years ago. So I was 28. I see a lot of young people. I think no one here is yet 28. So you have 2 more years to get organized and get on top of getting your own business. And then I did digital advertising for a little while. Right now, the thing is, as an entrepreneur, you never stop being an entrepreneur. And for me, the exciting thing was always fashion. So, it's always great to be in fashion, to look at colors, to look at prints, to create things, to do designs. But, without real education in fashion or design background or ability to create patterns, create garments, work within factories, it was not a permissible environment for me to even entertain entering. So right now, what we are seeing on the subject of technology, sustainability, and everything going on in the world, fashion is the second biggest polluter in the world. And the problem is it's not digitalized. And the problem is fashion is done in a way that there are massive order sizes of prints and materials being shipped in from China and India. And whenever that stuff doesn't sell in Zara and Azel, France, it all goes into landfills. And I was looking at this and I'm like, fashion needs technology. Fashion needs technology. I can't do patterns. I can't make clothes, but I know tech. I have something. So then I looked at, where do I live? You look around. It's a textile industry country. We're making Prada, we're making Hugo Boss, we're making so many amazing garments for all these amazing designers. But what are we doing? I go to a bunch of conferences, and it's all these people saying like, well, we have these small factories, and it's really hard because, we're working really, really hard to meet client deadlines, and it's all kind of at the end of the value chain. So the billing isn't that great, the money isn't so awesome. I'm like, wait a minute, maybe we can bridge that. So how about that we utilize our amazing community, which is so tech savvy at this point that our people are just so strong with creating various softwares, machines, and let's do good in the world. Let's connect our textile textile manufacturers and create a platform which eMedia Patch will become through Casa de Campara effort. It's going to be a hub where if you want to create garments, we'll do it for you the right way, digitally with minimal waste and with investments such as Cronin printer, which is this big printer, just like any other printer, but you are not pouring dye into lakes to create garments. You just like push a button and you get the print out on any material or fabric that you want. So for us being digital natives, and I would say this, this panel here is all is tech people. For us, this is kind of, it's easy. We can navigate that.
It's normal.
It's normal, right? Yeah. There is a new technology. We know how to, learn new things, and it's all very manageable. But when you think about our colleagues in other sectors, for them, this is a little bit challenging. So the idea is eMedia Patch is going to be moving into a fashion space where we are going to help our fashion designers and local producers move up on the value chain by actually creating products within various softwares and using the sustainable printing technology. This is a Cronin printer. It's a huge investment, like massive, to create on-demand amount of garments that they need so that we're not polluting environment. And this is going to be the new standard in EU. This is happening. And we want to be at the forefront as this textile industry is entering into digitalization phase. We want to be the leader and the guidance in our country for all of our textile partners so that we can build a better sustainable future for them and introduce amazing designs, which is what we love to do.
So basically, it's good that I have a tablet ongoing, not a paper, because you would be maybe angry with me for not using the technology.
No. I love paper and stationery and nice pens. I want to go back to school with you guys and take notes. Anyway.
Yeah. But definitely, every person on this stage today has the sense of what we are doing to our country, to Earth, in fact, and how much it's important to move the innovative technologies into the business practices and make a sustainable future. And I will ask you, Masha, to give the microphone to Valdana, because I have just the right question after what Masha has been saying, and is how important, in your opinion, is to include the sustainability into the design of the project? So this is my question. And do you care to share some of the examples of how this helped Adriatic's metal, in fact, in the past, to apply the sustainable approach?
As we can see from examples, sustainability can be looked from a different angle, from a different industry. But the key thing actually to say is, and thank you for mentioning that, design, start of activity. When you know what you want to do, next question is how you're going to do it, and you have to do it sustainable. So to look on the pillars of sustainability as Paul explained them, the most important of them is actually environment and how that environment impact of that activity going to be. We can't do the things the way we did them before, especially the sector where I come from, extractive industry and the metal industry. And as Paul explained in his stage, we need extractive industry for a green future, for fighting climate changes, for transition to renewables. We need metals, and I don't know how young people are aware of that. And the second thing is we can't do it the way we did it centuries ago. So we need to include that in a design and deeply understand. So from the book, Learning, Approach to Environment, first thing is actually avoid the impact, minimize, mitigate, and then if not of these, by this order, if none of that is acceptable, then you need to compensate it to nature. All existing industries who are running, and I had an opportunity, as you said, to work with some of these in Bosnia, have actually a challenge because they're existing and they do the minimizing and mitigating impacts, but the avoidance is a first step. When you do your activity, how are you gonna avoid the impact? So, to give a few examples, because I think that Adriatic Metals with this project in Novaresh actually show a good example to this state, how to do the things from the beginning. So, for example, waters. For our processing plant, we're going to produce concentrate of zinc and concentrate of lead and silver. In our flotation, we will need water, fresh water. That water come in contact with chemicals and in flotation process, and then we need to treat those wastes. So we were thinking outside of the box. Do we need a wastewater treatment? Is there something innovative that we can do? Can we do something different, something better? We go back to the designers and we ask them, can we do recirculation? Yeah, it is a challenge. It's a flotation, it's a metallurgy, heavy industry, and so on. And it took us a while to understand, but actually today we are proud that we have recirculation of water and no wastewater coming out of that processing plant. We reduce the freshwater intake, water recirculating through the process, no wastewaters. So it's a huge achievement for an industry which is challenging, like a mining sector. One of example is also approach to noise. Our processing plant have some houses, settlements around, and we did noise modeling. We want to understand how the noise impact on this house is going to look like. And then you look which equipment actually contribute the most, how you can reduce it. And then we get the answer. It's a primary and secondary crusher of the ore. So let's move this primary and secondary ore crusher to the location of underground mine where we don't have surrounding houses, and let's avoid the impact to those houses that are our first neighbors. So I could speak a lot of examples, but for 4 years developing this project, sustainability was very present in each step and working with different engineers. Even if some of those who raised their hands and didn't see themselves in the mining sector, well, you might work in some other industries, but it's important to work in a teamwork with those who are environmentalists and with those who are thinking from the sustainability point of view. So this is what we're talking today. Be innovative, think outside of the box, and do the things the best way for our nature.
I believe you would agree that it's quite more important to plan on time when starting the projects, because it will be quite more costly if it goes to the mistakes.
Exactly.
And fixing it will probably be.
So it's actually a challenge for everyone here in the audience. A lot of these engineers who have experience in designing, the biggest issue is actually to make them think outside of the box and make them think on sustainability way. So that's a challenge.
And being on time moves me to like do a mix of the questions. So I will not do it on my initial plan, because you gave me the real reason to ask Senad something with Senad. So basically, Vildana, you told us that we need to be on time and we need to prioritize the sustainability in the beginning of the projects. And I connected to the AI because it's time of the AI, artificial intelligence, and we see that the internet, the everything is about AI nowadays, and younger people such as myself and all of you guys are heavily using ChatGPT and all of these other tools. I even, to be honest, ChatGPT helped me to construct how the panel should be looking like, so I'm a proud user of the AI. But we see that a lot of companies nowadays have the issue of implementing the AI tools into their everyday business, and not just the companies, but the people within the companies. And I want to ask you, have you been able to do so in your company, and like what would be the advices to the people that are trying to break into the AI world, what to do?
Yeah, like you said, or even though AI has been around for some time, I think with the advent of ChatGPT, it just kind of blew up because it became very evident to everybody what the power of that is. And the way that we approached that as a company was that initially we didn't know too much what to think of it, but encouraged everybody to use it as much as possible. So we certainly didn't have policies restricting people to use AI. And then I even felt like, as a person that's supposed to set the strategy and vision of a company and so on, I need to educate myself more on the capabilities of what's happening. And for the people out here that are following AI on a daily basis, what's available is literally changing from day to day, right? And even though I'm not a person that believes in a technology push in the sense that, okay, you see a technology and just think, where can I push it? there is something to the idea that you have to stay updated with what's happening, because only when you understand what's available out there can you think about how you can implement it into your company. So I spend at least an hour a day following what's happening in the AI space, and we have 3 products. Apart from being a consultancy company, we have products. In all 3 products, we've integrated AI in one way or another where it was fitting. And one of our products that we struggled with for 3 years to get it off the ground, and it was to the board that we were going to shut the whole thing down. With one small AI feature, that kind of took us to product market fit, and now it's flying like crazy. And that implementation, before the advent of AI, could have taken maybe 6 months to implement. With AI, as it's available today, we did it maybe within a few days. So the power is tremendous, and what I would tell young people here is spend some time reading up on it, because a lot of the people that perhaps in the industry you feel are ahead of you, because they have 10 years of experience in computer science, maybe they're a bit tired to follow technology. Quite honestly, if you've been in the space for 10, 15 years, oh, it's like this AI thing, I have to read up on that as well. But you guys are young, and what you learn from AI and how to use it, you can kind of leapfrog whatever they were doing just by reading up on what's available. Because when we talk about AI, it's very easy to it's not the complex part of it. The complex part is already done for us. So the mathematicians and the hardcore computer scientists have already created these large language models for us. We just have to think about how to apply it in business. And trust me that it's not as complex as it sounds.
And I would add on top of what you said, Senad, is that basically AI can be our time saver. It's not the using, as you said, somebody created it already, so you don't have to be super smart and to develop something, but in fact you have the opportunity to save at least an hour or 2 or even days or months in your regular everyday work, and you can definitely speed up and catch up all of these. And in addition to that, it's something new. So basically it's new for all of us, and nobody has the competitive advantage like in their education system in the Europe, in the US. We are at the same stage as the people are definitely in all around the world. So finally we have like the fair opportunity to compete. Right.
For sure, and we talk about often that in Bosnia and Herzegovina we don't have access to world-class experts and this and that. Well, I think within a few months you will have more experts than you need online.
Yeah, and definitely I will save my question for later, because I have something really important to ask you. But I would move to Masha. And Masha, you are the representative of the people who came back to Bosnia from the US. And was it, let's say, a necessary thing for you, the experience from New York that you had? How much did it, in fact, help you in your vision for creating the business? So maybe you can compare how would it be if you weren't living abroad? Would you have the open mind in creating the sustainable business in Bosnia to seek the opportunities, etc.?
Well, absolutely. I'm definitely a New York City girl. I learned everything about business from New York. My first job, when I was 21, I got a chance to work for Cosma and Marie Claire, and it was, for a kid to be in such a prestigious publication, that was such a big deal for me. And New York City works in a very specific way. We always make, I say we because I consider myself a Bosnian and also a New Yorker. We do everything on New York time. There's a beat to it. Everything is really fast. Everyone is very professional, and we oftentimes, there's a buddy of mine from San Francisco over there, so he's not gonna appreciate this, but we always make fun of California people because they sit on their balls and they're in their hoodies, and meanwhile New Yorker will be like, where's the hairdresser? I need heels, I need the dress, I need, there's a schedule, there's a gym, there's and California vibe is very chill. So absolutely everything I've done and learned is from that culture, and the culture is what's your calendar like? Squeeze me into this spot or that spot. It's very workaholic, it's very busy, and it's very, very, very fast. So I love coming to Bosnia because I think it's a, it's a great change of pace. It's a great change of culture. It's a great change in perspective. I spend most of my time in Herzegovina, and you are from Mostar. I love being a part of a more chill society, especially now that I'm older. I'm 43. That was 20s. So I think in your 20s, you definitely want to be fast, and you definitely want to be on top of your game, and you definitely want to be in an environment that's going to teach you that speed. And then when you are old like me, then you go to Herzegovina Buna every weekend and do your chill vibes. But for the young perspective and young people, get yourself in fast-paced environments. For me, that was crucial to be building up my business stamina in a city that doesn't apologize to anyone and takes no excuses. So yes, it definitely helped a lot, and I'm very grateful for that opportunity. And I also encourage all the young people to get yourself in fast-paced companies, fast-paced environments while you're young. There's going to be plenty of time for you to let your hair down and relax and chill in a slow-paced environment as you age.
Yeah, so you try to learn the new culture that you don't have, and then get this adrenaline of the corporations and big companies, and I believe that then
Correct,
you're up
yeah.
and
Pick
running.
up all the best that you can when you're young.
But you only made one mistake. You said I'm old, so you are
I'm
for 40
so
years young.
old.
So I want
try not to be.
I want to crush it. I want to crush the fact that people in 40s are old. So people in 40s.
43, dear God.
Yeah. Yeah, but all of you guys, you are working in specific industries, in niche industries, basically, where knowledge is quite appreciated. And yet, in Bosnia, there is this paradox of companies needing a big amount of people working for them, but yet a lot of people are at the bureaus for the unemployment. So I will maybe ask Hanadi, because maybe I was unfair, I forgot you, but since you are in probably more specific industry, which is nanotechnology, and you do something on the patent side, do you have difficulties finding the right people for what you need? And is it hard to find people in Bosnia with the knowledge that is expected from RCB nanotechnology?
I'm getting this question very, very often. No, it's my answer. Because what we are doing, it's unique. We are, nobody in the world is doing that. So we started this project 4 years ago. Me and my colleagues worked with carbon black, but never someone of us was cleaning carbon black. So it was a new experience, and our material was something very new and behaves totally different than other materials, so you couldn't read it in a book, you couldn't learn something about that. And we was really like learning by doing. And so when we are searching for new people, we are searching people who has an open mindset, who are in the new technologies, in sustainability, in green minds, and saving, like you said, saving the world. But it is an industry, so we need process engineers, plant designers, chemists, all of that what's needed in the industry. But you cannot have the experience because it's new. So what we are doing, we are learning the people are coming and seeing what we are doing, and so coming with ideas and doings. And that's also something what's important, that we want to make this research and development center here in Vogošća, that people can learn the new technology, the green material, how it behaves, how it can, with new technologies, also be something new. But I'm very also happy and proud that people can then stay here in this country and not move, like we have the trend now that everybody is leaving Bosnia and Herzegovina. No, the people, the new generation can stay here and do something great, but we don't have in Germany, we don't have in other country, and we have all colleagues that came back from other countries back to Bosnia to be a part of this project, and that's something what I'm very, very proud, and I hope that it will be continued, so maybe somebody also in the audience is interesting and will be maybe in the next years a part of our company, so I'm very happy that we started that experience we can get here in Bosnia.
Yeah. Then 15 years ago, I was thinking that nobody will stay inside of Bosnia when the big waves of going out of it started. But in fact, then there was a phenomenon that a lot of people found some capital or they found some ideas. And then they returned back to their homeland and started investing heavily. And all of the skills, the knowledges and experiences that they gained outside of Bosnia, which were unknown to us, they started implementing them. And all of you guys are the examples of that you worked for somebody and then you learned the culture, you learned the processes and then started the businesses. But not every person in this room is an entrepreneur. And they say that the statistics is that out of 20 people in the room, 2 to 4 are the ones who are going to go into the business and invest. So the majority of us, we want successful careers where we want not just sustainable companies to work for, but sustainable salaries and the healthy environments in the workplace. So I want to ask Vildana, because I saw that maybe 4 to 5% of the people raised the hand when Paul asked about who's planning their career in this industry. So my question is, why should a person work for the Adriatic's metal? What should we look when looking at the...
I expected a little bit more hands, but generally I like the energy of this panel and diversity. Before I answer the question, what we can see here is the people who return to this country, the people who are developing industry, and if you want to, as a young people work in an industry, there is an opportunity in the different industries. And even industry is going to help you to develop some skills. There is only this will to work something. But also if you want to develop something your own, yes, you can do it. As a message to a young people, just don't listen to negative comments. And I think everyone here can witness that someone told you like, oh, that's not a good idea in this country or something like that. No, if you have your own idea, just do it. Just focus on that and do it, and you're going to find a way. A great speaker, it's not my sentence, but I love sentence, says, the biggest renewable source is actually will to do something. So why should someone work for Adriatic? In generally, I'm an example here of someone who decided to stay in this country, to try to build career here, and I think I'm pretty successful. So if you want to do it, you will find a way. I'm very passionate about environment with my chemical and ecology background. In one moment, I just realized that the biggest contributor to a change is going to be the industry. It's not going to be the politics going to make us think on environment. It's going to be the industry, because the final product now needs to be sustainable. The customers, and even from a textile, you can say it, the customers are looking for a sustainable product, same as in the mining. What's going to make Adriatic zinc and silver and lead different than other silver in the world? It's going to be a sustainable footprint. So in Adriatic, sustainability is core business. It's not just something we want to do, it's necessary. So as Paul mentioned, 4 pillars, and then you can see the focus on the people. And it's not just environment, it's this entire social aspect. Industry is not anymore focused just on the major shareholders and stakeholders, but also all the stakeholders, people and the workforce is something that you really need to develop your final product. So not just Adriatic, but all companies need to think from that perspective, what to offer to people and what these new generations want in their job, the environment. So why should someone work for Adriatic? I think that answer is we need extractive industry, and I will repeat it. Because I don't think that people understand that for solars and for wind, we actually need metals. And we need extractive industry. Even European Union is having directive on raw materials, and only 6% of what Europe needs comes from Europe. We can't mine we did it in Africa, we did it in all other continents. We can't do it anymore. We need them, we need to do them in Europe. Even the European Union is looking into directives how to force extractive industry to work. So I really think that extractive industry is future, and it have to be sustainable, and Adriatic is example.
Yes. So today we have technology, we have mining, we have everything that is innovative, and quite positive feedback from you guys, and we are full of energy. But I want to lower that energy a bit, because we need to be realistic. And basically, when I was preparing for the panel and how will I ask the question, I spoke to one of the guys inside of this room. I will not name him, but he gave me a quite good sentence where he tells me, we have amazing engineers. It's in our genes to have amazing people working in the IT, in the industry. It's something generational. But sometimes we lack a bit of creativity. So my introduction is to the question to Senad, is in fact that when you analyze the IT community in Bosnia and Herzegovina, we see that mainly we are outsourcing companies. So we do projects that somebody else created, painted and stuff, and we tend to use our engineers to in fact sell their time. And basically, I would like to know what are the pros and cons of this, and why Bosnia as an IT community does not have so many of their own projects where we would be recognized on about.
Sure. Well, I think it had to start off on the end that it did start off, us being an outsourcing country. And I think that's a good place to start as well. Mm-hmm. So if we don't have the competence in the country, through outsourcing, we're building competence. And our industry is growing. I think when I moved here, the entire IT industry was, I think, 6,000 people. Last time I heard 10,000 people, slowly but growing. And that was important, but I think at some point, like you mentioned, we have to use that muscle of creativity ourselves and try to be not just on the reactive end of innovation, in the sense that somebody else is being proactive and then they tell us how to implement their innovation. We want to be on the proactive end as well. And there, when we talk about leadership, I think we just need more examples of successful products. It needs to be cool, right? And if you look at Croatia and what they've done, you know, with their electrical car company there, I mean, they're able to attract people from all across the world because they have that one thing to point to. Okay, we've done it on a global scale, right? And we just need more examples. I think more people need to lead the way, and I think eventually it will happen. And I see more and more people are trying, and we just have to keep trying. That's just the part of it. So, and I think it'll be more fun. I've spoken to a lot of people from a lot of these different companies, and to be realistic, like you said, most of us, HTech, Zendev, Symphony, we're doing a lot of outsourcing, but a lot of people, when they come to a certain level of seniority and development, they understand, okay, we are, to be realistic, the cheap labor force of the world, and they want to be part of something else, and then oftentimes that becomes the moment when they start thinking about perhaps leaving the country because they want to be something else than that. And we need to make those opportunities available. When we talk about sustainability, that's our biggest problem in the nation, that too many of our best people are leaving.
Yeah, and basically it's a big responsibility to you guys, the business owners, to create the environments for the people not going out. And I would like to point out that all of you in your companies, in fact, are investing in the research and development centers, which is, honest to be said, it's a bit rare example because creating a project on your own can be a big mess, and it costs a lot of money. And I would like to point out, for example, on the Hanadi side, where she, together with her management, decided that Bosnia will be the place where the franchise, in fact, will be delivered, where the engineers from the rest of the world will be coming. And I really appreciate your time today, guys, because I know how tired you all are from the 2023, and it's December, we are closing books. So thanks a lot for your participation, and From your answers, I would like to conclude that we are, as one of my friends says, a small, heart-shaped country with resilient people. We have so many resilient people who are willing to do the step forward into investing into the businesses. You were ready to go somewhere to learn and then come back. And I would like for all of you to be the example or to these people who are listening today that it's possible, it's doable, and I'm sure all of you will be available to be the mentors to some of them, to help them not make mistakes probably that you did in your careers. Unfortunately, we don't have so much time for the Q&A session, so I believe our guys will be here when the breaks are, so reach out for the questions you have, and thank you very much. Hvala puno. Hvala.